It's so good. Yeah, it was block your ears kid sort of stuff down there in the pits earlier. Now we can hear it ripping up Mountain Straight. How good is this, Garth Tander? Been looking forward to this, as has this crowd all week. That doesn't get you patriotic. I don't know what will, hearing the Aussie national anthem sung by a Formula One car.
Seriously cool. So, Liam, I think there was a bit of anxiety amongst the lead up to this, and you just saw as the car came down pit lane, everyone out of the garages. So, he has not done a lot of laps around Mount Panorama in anything. He said he did a couple of side laps in the safety car. Now he's going to straight into it in F1 car. You can even see first time up Mountain Straight, over the hump, back right out of it. Just making sure that nothing goes wrong when he does this explorationally first warm-up lap in the RB9. And, yeah, seriously, this is bucket list stuff for the kid to be able to get this opportunity.
He's only 20 years old. He turns 21 next week. He's from Hastings in New Zealand. He's only just been given the promotion to reserve driver. So you can imagine the nerves right now. Now, what's he doing here? Oh, he's warming up the tyres. That's one way to do it.
He knows the ticket to the heart of the crowd on the top of the mountain.
If he's not going to break a lap record today, he's definitely going to appease the fans whatever way he can. There's going to be cameras everywhere. Now, you mentioned we did have once upon a time Jensen Button here, 2011, and also Craig Lowndes. They did a 1:48.4 on that day. Lowndes did a 1:50.0. Very, very fast around here. Barrett Supercar will do a 2:03, 2:04. Into the 12-hour that last session, 2:02s. Now, this is not about the lap time. They just want to make sure that everyone's aware that it's a demonstration run and a chance to hear this thing. Now, I'm just going to shut up for a second because I want to hear this thing down Conrod. How cool is that? I had a chat to the mechanics this morning, and I said, this thing revs to 18,000, doesn't it? You're gonna rev it all the way out to 18,000? They went, no, we've backed it off today. Just 17.5. So just,
yeah, because that makes a difference.
17,500 RPM. Here we go, watch out. Down at Murray's. Now, this is new. F1 Donuts at the mountain. Quickly once around in front of the fans, gasses it up. This is awesome. We're going to get a little bit more tyre warming down here at turn 1. So a little bit more about this car. It was the 2011 RB7. Of course, it's got that glorious V8 in it. 750 horsepower. 600. Liam Lawson and Red Bull. How cool is this? Sort of stuff you can only ever dream about at Mount Panorama. I mean, this is video game stuff, isn't it, Garth?
Seriously, I mean, just can see, just building up to it, and made the point that it's very much just a demonstration run. It's not about the lap time, but the race car driver's starting to come out, and Liam here starting to lean on it more and more. And I reckon you probably stop at every stage, on every lap, just so we can't get the stopwatch out and just can't just do a sneaky iPhone lap time on him. So probably stop at every point, at various different points on each of the laps, and maybe just do a burnout or two.
I was curious to know if he can go flat across the hump at Mountain Straight. Through there, that's reasonably flat.
He was on the out lap, it wasn't flat, but it was flat that time. So
I asked the guys what sort of setup have you put in it for a lap around Bathurst, and they went, well, you know, like we said, it's just a demonstration run, so very high ride height. Actually, we've been off-roading with it this week, so we didn't make sure that it was any different. They've been driving this car off-road around Australia.
They do some cool activations, do Red Bull. There was some social media stuff that it was out on southern New South Wales on some tourist boats.
What's he got planned for us here? Liam Lawson smoking up the rear Pirellis in an RB7 once or twice around.
Yep, he was flat over the hump that lap.
Perfect. Matt Campbell's appreciating the sights and sound from pit lane. Definitely feel like from our vantage point, it's less is more from us right now with this glorious sound.
like a computer game, isn't it, chap? Because it's such a foreign race car to see on our screens at Bathurst. I mean, we all do this in iRacing and all the rest of it. We all drive F1 cars around here in the virtual world, but to see it in real life, it's quite surreal.
Get the grape. That would be impressive if it got the famous metal grape. Look at that. Cross McPhillamy. Now, Skyline, Brock Skyline. How do we go through the dipper? Careful on the curves. Easy on the throttle. Third and fourth gear. Up towards the elbow. Listen for the power to come on here. Onto Conrod straight. Deeper, much deeper into the chase.
Yeah. Up a gear that lap too, so starting to carry more road speed on each lap.
Into the last corner at speed. Braking into a little bit of wheel spin at the exit. Setting off on another lap, Liam Lawson. A sight and sound to behold. Young Kiwi Liam Lawson ripping up Mount Panorama in his Redbull RB7. It's been a big 24 hours for the race team as well. They recently launched this year's car, the RB19, in New York City. They've also announced in the last 24 hours a rather massive partnership in terms of their engine department, Garth.
Yes, the Redbull Ford powertrains as they go forward into 2026, I think it is.
Yes,
so,
yep.
Yes, a big name coming back to Formula One, and there's some GM starting to talk about getting involved with potential with Andretti. So the American market clearly in Formula One continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and to have a name like Ford re-enter Formula One, Audi are coming into Formula One, Mercedes obviously. Oh. So there's some serious heavy hitters continue to improve. I think we're laying it on the line a little bit more on this chat.
Yeah.
This lap, there's a bit more commitment from Liam Lawson as he starts to understand just which way this racetrack goes and just how to pilot an F1 car around here. I mean, this is a tall order, isn't it? Young kid, about to turn 21, never been to Mount Panorama, and here's the keys to a seriously significant Formula One car. Go and have a crack. It is a demonstration run, but it looks like this lap we're having a bit more of a push.
Listen to the V8. Eating up Conrod. You get the feeling this is going to be seen around the world as well. A demonstration run, and Liam Lawson rolling out of it. Is he going to take the pit entry here on driver's left? Yeah. Oh, how cool was that? That's cool. Well, had he completed that lap, I reckon he was heading sub 2 minutes then. He was on it. There's only ever been 4 vehicles that have ever gone around this place under 2 minutes. It's an illustrious list. We're not going to be able to add that one. I think a few people would have had the stopwatch out. We'll never truly know the number, but I think he was pretty close to the 2 minute mark by the time he'd reached pit lane. People here in Bathurst, everybody out of the garages. It's Greg Murphy-esque down here at the moment. Have a look at this. And he has lit up not just the venue, but the crowd, the garages, competitors, everyone's out here to have a look at this thing. I just love it, just all goes silent, Garth. Well, that was something to remember. And the crowd love it.
Crowd, yeah. That's a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool thing to witness live, an F1 car on the mountain. Here he is making his way through the Audi cutting. Like I said, it's a surreal vision when you're watching in real life an F1 car around Mount Panorama.
How cool is that? Well, Richard Craill will be back in the commentary box soon. His ears would have been bleeding from standing on top of the roof, just lapping up every single decibel. How cool was that? Well done, Liam Lawson. We wish him well for his Super Formula campaign in Japan.